Welcome once again. I've got another exciting question for you here that I want to answer. I think this question came as a result of some of the things I've said recently to people outside this space. I talked about the fact that I'm, I'm trying to build a culturally relevant educational method for students in Nigeria and across Africa at large. Yeah, it's true. It has to be education for me has to be culturally relevant because if it is not culturally relevant, it will be a foreign institution that we are trying to force on the students. That's what the students would think of it as. They would think you are forcing it on them. They don't want it. Why are you forcing it on us? So, but meanwhile, education is not something. It's not even a Western ideology. Education is as old as human. Is as old as humanity. So, education is humanity in that sense. So it's not a particular tradition of a particular culture. But what you want to do is you want to make it relevant everywhere, and that's what I do. Creating culturally relevant education system. I ensure that when I get a hold of policies and get a hold of curriculums, I ensure that when I'm interpreting it to the students or to teachers, whoever I'm speaking with at that point in time, I ensure that it's relevant to their living experiences. And even if I want to introduce something foreign to them, I try to situate it in their own community, in their own environment, so that they would know that this is really, really useful to us and not some idea that one young boy somewhere is bringing to them and telling them that this is the way to do it. Start doing it. It's not copy and paste, it's understanding, it's inculturation. Yeah, inculturation. That's what it is. Inculturation, bringing something foreign, even if you're teaching a foreign idea, interpret it into your own system, into your own living experiences, so that it can become a part of you and you can have ownership of such. So here's the question: how does culture influence the way students learn? And how do you tailor your programs to fit this? Yeah, it does. Culture plays, like I said, culture plays a significant role in shaping how students in Nigeria learn. And because if you don't teach students within their cultural frame, the information you are giving to them would be far away from them, and the students will be so disinterested in what you are teaching them. One key thing that I learned from one of my teachers, who one of the teachers who actually steered my desire in the education system, he said, your teaching methods and your curriculum, he said, make sure it is not too simple, because if it is too simple, your students will not learn. And also make sure it is not too difficult, because if it is too difficult, your students will not learn. But ensure it is difficult enough and simple enough to spark um you know to spark desires in your students to learn more, to encourage them to learn more, to think deeply. Yeah, that's very important. And you can only achieve that using proper cultural methods, proper methods that the students are used to. You have to speak to the students. Your words have to meet the students where they are. If it doesn't meet them where they are, it would make no meaning. So one of the things that plays a major role in Nigeria, where I work, is oral traditions, right? Oral traditions. Many Nigerian communities, culture, different ethnic groups, the value system is built on storytelling. There's a lot of storytelling. You would hear a lot of stories in Nigeria, a lot, especially among Yoruba cultures, Igbo cultures, uh, different ethnic groups in Nigeria. You have different stories. They have those oral traditions. So if you if you begin to use stories in your classroom, if you begin to tell stories, as you tell stories in your classroom, you're able to drive the lesson home deeply into the students. Tell them stories,